It's the When Fishing Podcast. Applying techniques.
Then I put the C rigs on the A rigs.
Bringing fresh ideas.
They can't all be good ones.
Talking stories. Reports.
About 5 knots out of the wind.
Conservation.
You're probably too close.
All to make you and I better fishermen. Hello and welcome to another episode of When Fishing with me, Jeremy Rada. Today we're winging it. We're going sort of bi-weekly. Is that what it is when it's like twice a month? I don't know. That's what we're experiencing here. Is about twice a month until further notice. But further notice may have been what's the word? The notice may have come. I don't know. I just got a text from my Mr. Mechanic local Craigslist guy, and he says he got my flywheel all fixed up. I don't know if you keeping up with this bullshit, but it was a sad day a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago. I tried to pull the pull start on the pull start motor, and then the pull start didn't pull start. So, yeah, so then I took apart, so then I just like ended the day right there at the dock, which fucking sucks. I think it's the first time that I've had a lot of close calls where I can't start the outboard, like when I'm like at the ramp and getting ready to go. It's just the quirks of small outboard ownership. It's just a fucking great time. Fucking sucks, but I've figured it out for the most part. But then this time it's like, okay, like, you know, you can't get nothing past me now. I'm goddamn Stanley fucking finals goalie here, knocking your bullshit out of away from the net because fuck outboards. So just the pull start ones are just a bitch. I'm sure it gets worse as you get bigger ones because you lose the ability to do the things yourself because it's like a pull start. It's so obvious, and I can never still figure it out. But then once you get into electric start, then you get beyond like what is it? Is it doom 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 doom? I think it's single cylinder in a 4 to 6 horsepower motor. I don't know. But you get more cylinders, you get more problems. That's why I say. So yeah, but even with one it's fucking bad enough. So yeah, I couldn't get the pull start to pull start, so like I took the flywheel apart by myself and didn't really see anything wrong with it, and so I was like, what the hell is going on? So then I waited for a carburetor. I wanted to update the carburetor from a 4 horsepower to a 6 horsepower carburetor. That's what you do with little outboards. That's what you can do. Between 4 and 6, and I want to say 8 and 9.8 or 9.9. And then like, yeah, it goes on. Some of them you can swap out for more or less, or more power, more efficiency, or whatever the hell. So yeah, I got the wrong one. So I waited. I found the mechanic. So I took a week to try and figure it out on my own. Then I couldn't do that. So then I located a mechanic, and then I was like, okay, he offered a flat rate for doing stuff. So I was like, that's awesome. I've never heard of that with outboard repair. So I was like, okay, how about I finally order that carburetor, and then while he's doing the flywheel, he just throws in the carburetor. Because I could probably do the carburetor myself, but that's what I say about everything, so I'd rather leave it to a mechanic, and at a flat rate, that's like the best idea ever. So I ordered the carburetor from eBay, and then they took a week to like realize that my fucking like payment went through, even though I messaged them like a couple days, like a day or two after it still hadn't sent. So I was like, hey, we're just wondering when you're going to send this bullshit. And then like a week later they hit me up and they're like, hey, we're really sorry we didn't see the payment go through. It's like, yeah, well, you also didn't see my message. So they're like, we'll have it there by Wednesday, and that was Monday. So I was like, cool. And then Wednesday shows up, and I'm like, hell yeah! It's like USPS says it's on the car, it's going to my house. I'm like, fuck yeah, like Christmas. And then and then it just continues to say that. And then I got another USPS package from eBay on the same day. So I know, like, the post guy was here. So I was like, what the fuck happened? So yeah, they didn't deliver the carburetor on Wednesday, even though I got something else. So I was like, why the hell didn't they do that? Why are outboard parts like such a fucking bitch? And why does it continue into, like, why does it just plague even, like, just every little, like, piece of logistics? It's like, oh, you want a lower drive? COVID. Like, you don't get supply from China. It's like, fuck. And then you go, like, with this shit, it's like, COVID's done. That's not a problem. Then I get the thing, and then it's turns out it's not even the right thing. So I dropped it off with the mechanic, and he was very quick. 5 stars so far here, and so I'm gonna go pick it up from him tonight. And it was like, yeah, they delivered it the next day. They delivered the carburetor on Thursday, and I realized once they dropped it off, they like penned in my apartment number because it actually got like got chafed off, like, while I was sliding around in various places. My address suffered some of the erosion of the cardboard box. So that was just fucking unlucky. So it was just a day late though, so it's fine. They figured it out, thank God. And then I give it to the mechanic, and he's like, that was 48 hours, and he had other stuff in front of him too, so that's pretty sick. And then yeah, he just said that the outboard's a little bit frozen. Who's maintaining that thing? Not me. So it's so yeah, so he got that started, and then the carburetor's the wrong part, so it won't fit or whatever. And like, I have a 2000 Yamaha 4 horsepower 4-stroke outboard, which is like something like I think if you look it up, like a Yamaha F4, I think. And I should know by now, staring at these fucking parts lists, and I could, like, not really locate what the exact, like, item number was, or what it really needed to be, or whatever. So then I just ordered this one that said, like, oh, this is for 2001 to 2008 Yamaha carburetors. And I'm like, fuck yeah, like, mine's like 2000 into 2001 or something. So I was like, let's do it. And then it was just a waste of time. I could have been. So I'm going to be fishing tomorrow. So, I went fishing all of one time this week. It was for the green sunfish. It is not that great of a green sunfish hunt, if you ask me. So far, it was just like that 30-minute trip. I found some redworms. There's a whole nother thing. I went to pick up redworms from the one of the local tackle shops. I got quite a few out here, which is pretty sick. And so I dropped it off with I dropped 3 rods off as like to see if they would do a, what do you call it? Is it a contingency sale? What's the word for that? No, consignment. I don't know how consignment works. I should have Googled it. But I went over there and I was like, hey, like, could I just, like, I don't know, put these on your shelves? Can you sell these for me? They were like, yeah, sure, we'll give you a call. And then I gave them my phone number and the rods. And then I left, and I really, I value the rods enough to try to make a sale out of them, but not enough to check on this project for like 2 or 3 months. And then I finally walked in there to pick up some redworms for this has been like 3 months or something. And then I was like, you know what, while I'm here, I should ask about that, about those rods. Like, I don't know what if they sold them and they I don't know, they're just waiting to hand me money, or they're just fishing them now. I don't know. So like, then I was like, hey bud, like, I see my rods over there. is there an update on that? They're like, oh, you didn't call, and I was like, no, I didn't get a call, and so they're like, oh, yeah, so they'd buy the three of them off of you for $75, and then they would sell it for what they will. And I thought, nope, like, um, I'll go ahead and I don't know, should I? Yeah, sure, I can pump this advertisement. Yeah, I'm selling these three rods. They're a Terramar. I want to say TMC 80 MH. It's a deckhand, 8 foot deckhand rod, um, from Shimano. Made about 2009 or so, and throws like 3/4 to 3 ounces and 15 to 30 pound. It's for sale. I'm trying to sell it for 125 right now. If you're interested, it's there. It's there, available in SoCal. And I think I've got it posted on Craigslist. I don't have it up. Well, I mean, you could find the. I've posted these rods on Bloody Decks, so you can go check that out. But there's that one. That's a nice rod. That was my first jig stick, and it's nice and light. And I'm getting rid of it because I got a UC that really does that one's job. So I'm a UC fanboy right now. So that's what that is. So then I also dropped off a 270H, and I don't know. It's a custom. Um, I took a good look at it. Finally took like a really, really good look at it and kind of like thought about it. Last night or something, and I was like, you know what? I think this guy, Dave Ackerman, shot at. Um, I think this was like his one of his own raps. He probably rapped it for himself. Um, like because I was looking at the craftsmanship, and like it's not well, I wouldn't pay for that kind of craftsmanship, but it's like a good enough DIY like stuff. I don't think it's a custom builder that was paid to do that. Um so I was like looking at it. It's just it's glassed really well. The guides, I feel like nobody would really note this except for like some serious nerds that I've been badly influenced by. I don't think the guides are the best. They will handle braid and all that shit, but like, so yeah, it's a nice light 270H rod. So I wonder if it's graphite. I don't even know anymore. So, but yeah, it's pretty tippy, and I don't really like it, so I want to get rid of it. But now I'm thinking I'm gonna throw something on it and try it out. Give it a good college try out here with this 270H. See, just apply some of the things I've been doing as of late and do it on that rod, and it'd probably be a good rod for it. It'd probably be fun. Nice, it's a super soft tip, but I know it can handle like 30-pound duties or whatever. So go troll some bullshit and see how fun it is to wrap up calicos on the troll with it. I bet it could actually be more fun than my the UC that I'm using, the UC Mega. It's pretty parabolic and it's nice and light, but I think this 270H has a lighter tip. It honestly feels more like it has the backbone to hit 30, but it seems like it would be more fun around 20, around a 20-pound line. So yeah, I'm gonna try to actually use that. It had this weird yellow, kind of weird, funky color scheme that I used to like, and then I now I don't. It's like a sky blue, and then like a dark green, and then like an off yellow, or like a light orange or something. I finally decided I didn't really like the yellow orange, so I just drew a marker over it. I think it looks pretty good now. It looks pretty sleek. Like that light blue and the green, like now those are what pops instead of like the orangey yellow, whatever. So it's kind of sleek. So I'm gonna throw an Abbott SXJ on it and play around with it tomorrow. Now I'm gonna get the outboard back. So yeah. So then the last rod that I'm selling is so I don't know the make of this 270H. It could be a Saber, it could be a Seeker, it could be a CalStar. I bought it off of a guy who I think bought it off of somebody else, and he didn't know what it was. And then I showed it to a rod nerd, and then he didn't know what he was like. Oh, it's definitely a Seeker or it's definitely a Saber, and I'm like, okay. So, I think it's Saber or Seeker. I kind of doubt it's a Seeker because I'm just not that lucky. But I mean, Saber, this whatever it is, it's really nice. It's just DIY wrapped. Anyways, the last one is a Fenwick. I think, maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't have a brand name on it. Another custom rod. Seems like a salmon rod from like the 70s for like maybe either down rigging or like what is it, like fucking when you back troll, or the boondogging or whatever the fuck, boondoggling, I don't know. Seems like a salmon rod, seems like a Pacific Northwest rod, but like glass and kind of heavy. But like I've caught like blacksmith on it, like little perch, and I've caught like football tuna up towards like 10 pounds on it, and it's a fun rod. But it's just, I don't know, I don't want it anymore. But yeah, so it's like a Fenwick, 8'3". So who knows what the hell, 8'3", and it's really like, I really like it for like 15 pound. But you get a bend out of it with fucking whatever. Yeah, so that one's really fun, but I'm kind of over it. So yeah, I went and picked those back up, and then I altered the 270H. Now I'm gonna play with it tomorrow, I think. So yeah, there's that. So then back to the sort of not so great green sunfish hunt, and so I picked up the red worms, and I used those. I did a stupid like fish finder rig where I had like a weighted bobber, the one that's like tall, and then it has like I don't know, like a quarter ounce on the bottom of it, and it's a clip-on one. So I clipped that on, and then like a drop shot mosquito hook with the red worm on it. That was not my ideal thing. I didn't have like, I thought I had smaller hooks on me, but I don't know where they went. So I built with what I had. But like a drop shotted live red worm, and then at the bottom for like the final end thing was like a mini hair jig, like a crappie jig. So that was pink, and tried for 30 minutes. I didn't get jack shit. Saw some birds, saw an okay cold sunset, and got the F out of there. And yeah, so I mean to do that. And then I was gonna go hunting, maybe. If I was willing to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to beach fish, I would fish for Corbina tomorrow morning. I think the water's warm enough. I bet they're there. But now I'm gonna go boat. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that. So. And then I got these budget jigs from eBay. I won them. What was it? It was like a dozen 8-ounce like sand eel or like knife jigs. I guess they're like sand eel jigs. I don't know what the hell you call them. Vertical jigging, fast dropping, 8 ounces. A dozen of those, and then 4 4-ounce really knife jigs. Those are the knife jigs, and then as soon as I pulled them out of the package, like as I was like pushing them like out of their like plastic, which they were like not quite vacuum packed in, but like they're like sealed on the ends. I was like pushing it out of there, and I bent the jigs, and I was like, oh my god, these are like so soft. Like, what is this made from? Is that lead? Lead doesn't just like move like that, does it? I don't know. I was pretty bewildered. So I immediately thought, okay, well, not using these for anything big, but I think it'd be cool to, just get some rockfish on these and kind of play around with them. As in different applications and stuff, but nothing serious. But I'm also thinking that like as soon as they like hit the bottom, like especially those 8 ouncers, I feel like when they hit the bottom, they're gonna like bend a little bit, and then on the way up, they're gonna twist. So we'll see what happens. I have no faith, but I rigged them with some Matsuo 5/0 sickle hooks, Sea-Wash sickle hooks, Sea-Wash, como se dice, and put them directly onto the rings, and then I realized that like the Sea-Wash, like the eye opening, like it's I closed it up for the most part, but then it's still like catching on like at the wrong angle. It catches on the ringlet, the lure's ringlet, and like it could bend out like that. So I took them off like that and put swivels on. So clearly have no faith in these things, but no, I think they'll catch. I think, but you know, have them as I don't know, wide open bite kind of things or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So there's there's my little gear corner. I figure. Yeah, gear corner. Let's open the handy dandy trusty Windy app. So, I got something potentially cooking in this corner, but in the meantime, open your Windy apps, boys. We're gonna fucking figure out when the fuck you're gonna fish. I'll tell you when to fish. So I'm looking at tomorrow morning for myself. Sunday morning. Looks like there's not gonna be fog. Wind, so not too windy, like a 4 or 5 mile an hour, like, you know, light breeze through the evening and then into the morning, and then it goes up to a 9 mile an hour wind by noon. So that's I could probably be out there all day if I really wanted to. I don't know if I really want to, but we'll see what happens. But the swell's looking like a 3.5 at 10 seconds, 9.5 seconds. Sunrise at 5:47. Low tide at 5:40. I like that. That's why I liked it for the surf fishing. You see that? Then a high at 12:30. So I don't know. Maybe now that the more I think about it, the more I like the idea of just fucking balling out and staying out all day, just cause I haven't done it in forever. So just do like a fucking 12-hour trip. Fuck it, let's do it. So wake up at 5, get to the ramp at 5:30, be on the water by 6, and then if I wanted to, I could go out to the rockfish grounds and then fish. By the time I got over there, the current would be pushing again, and then hit that until it starts to slow or whatever the hell. And then as the wind picks up, go shallower, continue to bottom fish, and then you get to 12:30, and now you have a slack tide. So then with the slack tide, what do you do, boys? What do? You target the apex predators. So from there you go. You start looking for the thrashers. That's what I'll do. I'll look for the thrashers because I don't know. Just a hair. I don't know. Like I don't want to go offshore right now. Let's get my bearings back. Let's get my confidence in this outboard back. Let's stay coastal. Let's not look for bluefin. Let's look for the threshers. And then, it's a dead-ass tide for the rest of the afternoon. So I could look all afternoon for threshers. And if I'm lucky, at least pull up on some bait fish. And then I start loading up on the mackerel, catch like 100+ mackerel. Keep that for surf sharking. use the rest for chunkin or lingcod or whatever the fuck. Man, I'm digging this plan. Oh man, you got me all excited. Looks like a new moon tomorrow. What is it? Is this true? Yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, and then a 64-degree water temp, so things should be kind of on. It's been pretty consistent lately. The little fish biter, what is it called? What's that? The Solunar forecast tells me fish are gonna bite all fucking day until 5 o'clock, then go home. I don't know about that. We'll see if it's right. Maybe I should add that into my little log. And current isn't really pushing all that much, anyways. Oh, actually, yeah. The most the current pushes is like 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's not that much, but hit it with what you got right there. Do that. You heard? All right. And if you can't do all that shit, go fish for Corbina. That's what you got to do. And if you don't have Corbina, then you have the ocean whiting, and those are easy as fuck to catch. Have you ever seen an ocean whiting? Pacific people, have you ever looked at an ocean whiting from an Atlantic? The Atlantic, it's like it looks exactly like a fucking Corbina, except it's easy as hell to catch. Like in the I don't know 3 weeks I've spent in Corpus Christi, Texas, I've caught like fucking 100 of those whiting, and in 20 years, 15 years of surf fishing, I've never got a goddamn Corbina. What's all that about? So yeah, my next boating opportunity would be it's a weird one. Maybe Tuesday, 7:15 high. I'd have to get off the water by 11. Not all that much current. The swell's just fine. 3 foot at 11 seconds. And then Thursday, it's when I would be able to fish. So I'm looking at 9:05 low tide, 5 p.m. high tide. And, oh yeah, once again, got to get off the water by 11. So it's just one fat slack tide in the morning. Whatever you want to do with that. Maybe fish for halibut. Or the threshers. If I see signs, then maybe I just keep hitting it. And then next Sunday. Yeah, flat as fuck next Sunday. Afternoon wind will be there, but with the swell is like 17-second period at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and still a 15-second period at 9 a.m. at 3 foot. That's ridiculous. Love it. I love those. Once I was out fishing, I think it was like five. I think it was like 5-footers at like 15 seconds or something, or 5-footers. It was a pretty long period. It was like 15 or 17 seconds, and I was fishing like off of Huntington, and I was catching a bunch of like mackerel and looking for threshers, and like I heard the fucking like surf pounding there, and like the swell would come by me, and it's like, it's overhead in my little boat, and like but it was just so like, I just like, I love a long period. Like that's a wet dream for me. So like, even as a seasick person, like long periods are way better, and then the short periods, like that's obviously that's when shit gets hairy. So yeah, but the 5 foot, like sometimes seeing like something that was probably building up to like 7 foot break, and just it gently rolling by me, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's nice. I love that for us. Yeah, that's my game plan right there. My hide and seek challenge is still on. I have not completed my task of catching a grass carp. That's all I will say. And Will it be in my plans in the next week? Who knows? Who knows? So, that's all I got, I think. So, yeah, I think you can tell I'm excited this time. I'm kind of going off on tangents and actually talking a little faster. So, that's what that is. I'm excited to fish again. Fish from the boat. I was getting a little bit jaded through the winter. Just like, oh, you're gonna go like fuck up a bunch of calicos again or sand bass again? Like, is that what you're gonna do? Does that make you happy? It's like, well, not a bad way to spend a morning, but it was getting a little bit less like gratifying. It's like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna pull up on this spot and I'm gonna work for like 2 hours. I'm gonna catch 5, 6 fish and I'll feel okay about myself. Um, the first couple times are more like, wow, I can't believe like hey, I figured out a bite this winter. That's cool. That's great. And then as I continue, it's like, yeah, okay, like how much you want to keep beating up on these sand bass? Like, they're right there. Like they're all the same. So go find something else. Then thankfully rock fishing took up, and then I got one. I think I only got one shot at the rockfish before my outboard took a put. Um, so now I'm re-energized and ready, and I hope you are too. I hope you're re-energized from my energy, and together we'll re-energize. And if you have anything to say, anything at all, send it. Send it in an email to not just any email, although if you so desire, you're welcome to just send, just open conversations about fishing to just any old email. That'd be interesting. Email me about your experience of emailing randos about fishing conversations. What am I saying? I'm saying I have an email that you should email. It's called When Fishing with. Excuse me. It's called When Fishing with Jeremy Rada at gmail.com. So go email that. I've got yeah, so I'm starting to see how I could be more social with this. So that's all I'll say. You have a good one. Good luck out there, and